Everything would have gone perfectly if the pig hadn't caught a cold. It all started when Gub Gub was eating some damp sugar cane on the island, and well, you know how it is. We had pulled up the anchor without making a sound, and we were guiding the ship ever so carefully out of the bay, feeling like master spies on a secret mission. Success was just within our grasp. Then, suddenly, a massive sneeze from Gub Gub echoed across the water. It was so loud you would have thought a cannon had gone off. Immediately, the pirates on the other ship came rushing upstairs to see what on earth was happening. The moment they saw us escaping, their faces turned from confusion to fury. They quickly sailed their boat right across the entrance to the bay, blocking our only way out to the open sea. Their leader, a fearsome man who called himself Ben Ali, the dragon, shook his fist at the doctor. He shouted across the water, his voice dripping with triumph. "Ha, ha, you are caught, my fine friend. Thought you could run off in my ship, did you? But you're no match for Ben Ali, the Barbary Dragon." He then pointed at us, a greedy glint in his eye. "I want that duck you've got tanned the pig too. We'll be having pork chops and roast duck for supper tonight. And before I even think about letting you go home, you'll have your friends send me a trunk full of gold." Poor Gub Gub, hearing he was destined for the dinner plate, just burst into tears. Dab Dab the duck, ever practical, was already getting ready to fly for her life. But Tutu, the wise old owl, whispered to the doctor, "Keep him talking, doctor. Just be pleasant to him. Stall for time." The owl then revealed a crucial piece of information. "Our old ship is bound to sink soon. The rats told me it would be at the bottom of the sea before tomorrow night. You know the rats are never wrong, so just be pleasant. Keep him distracted until his ship sinks right under him. Keep him talking." The doctor looked a bit overwhelmed. "What until tomorrow night?" he exclaimed. "Well, I'll do my best. Let me see, what in the world can I talk about for that long?" But Jip, the dog, had a different idea. "Oh, let them come on," he barked, full of courage. "We can fight the dirty rascals. There are only 6 of them. Let them come on. I'd love to tell that collie next door when we get home that I bit a real pirate. Let 'em come. We can fight them." But the doctor was more cautious. "But they have pistols and swords, Jip," he said calmly. "No, that would never do. I must talk to him." He cleared his throat and called out, "Look here, Ben Ali," but before the doctor could get another word out, the pirates began to sail their ship closer to ours. They were laughing with glee, already arguing amongst themselves. "Who shall be the first to catch the pig?" one of them yelled. Poor Gub Gub was absolutely terrified. The Push-my-Pull-you, our 2-headed friend, began sharpening its horns on the ship's mast, getting ready for a fight. Jip was in a frenzy, leaping into the air, barking insults at Ben Ollie in dog language, which probably sounded quite confusing to the pirates. But then something strange happened. The pirates' laughter died down. The jokes stopped. They started looking around, puzzled and uneasy. Something was clearly wrong, but they couldn't figure out what. Then Ben Ali, staring down at his own feet, suddenly let out a massive roar. Thunder and lightning. Men, the boat's leaking. The other pirates rushed to the side of their ship and peered over. They saw that their boat was indeed sinking lower and lower into the water. One of them, still confused, said to Ben Ali, "But surely if this old boat were sinking, we'd see the rats leaving it." From our ship, Jip couldn't resist. He shouted across the water, "You great duffers, there are no rats there to leave. They left 2 hours ago, ha ha, to you, my fine friends." Of course, the men didn't understand a word of dog language, but they were starting to understand their predicament. The front end of their ship began to go down, faster and faster, until the boat looked like it was standing on its head in the water. Ben Ali was staring down at his feet when he suddenly roared, "Thunder and lightning. Men, the boat's leaking." All the other pirates scrambled to peer over the side. They could see it was true, the boat was sinking lower and lower into the water. One of them turned to Ben Ali and said, "But surely if this old boat were sinking, we'd see the rats leaving it from the other ship, Jip." The dog shouted across, "You great duffers, there are no rats there to leave. They left 2 hours ago. Ha ha, my fine friends." Of course, the men didn't understand a word he said. Soon, the front of the ship began to dip down faster and faster until it looked like it was standing on its head. The pirates had to cling desperately to the rails, masts, and ropes, anything to keep from sliding off. Then the sea came rushing in, pouring through all the windows and doors with a mighty roar. Finally, with a dreadful gurgling sound, the ship plunged straight down to the bottom of the sea. The 6 bad men were left bobbing about in the deep water of the bay. Some of them started swimming for the shores of the island, while others swam toward the doctor's boat, trying to climb aboard. But Jip kept snapping at their noses, and they were too afraid to climb up the side. Then, suddenly, they all cried out in pure terror, "The sharks! The sharks are coming! Let us get on the ship before they eat us! Help! Help! The sharks!" And now the doctor could see them all over the bay. The dark fins of big fishes were slicing swiftly through the water. One great shark swam right up to the ship, poked his nose out of the water, and said to the doctor, "Are you John Dolittle, the famous animal doctor?" "Yes," said Dr. Dolittle, "that is my name." "Well," said the shark, "we know these pirates to be a very bad lot, especially Ben Ali. If they're annoying you, we will gladly eat them up for you. Then you won't be troubled any more." "Thank you," said the doctor. "This is really most attentive of you. But I don't think it will be necessary to eat them. Just don't let any of them reach the shore until I tell you. Keep them swimming about, will you? And please make Ben Ali swim over here so I can talk to him." So the shark went off and chased Ben Ali right over to the doctor. "Listen, Ben Ali," said John Dolittle, leaning over the side of his boat. "You have been a very bad man, and I understand you have killed many people. These good sharks here have just offered to eat you up for me, and it would indeed be a good thing if the seas were rid of you. But if you will promise to do as I tell you, I will let you go in safety. What must I do?" asked the pirate, nervously looking down at the big shark who was sniffing his leg under the water. "You must kill no more people," said the doctor. "You must stop stealing. You must never sink another ship. You must give up being a pirate altogether." "But what shall I do then?" asked Ben Ali. "How will I live?" "You and all your men must go onto this island and become birdseed farmers," the doctor answered. "You must grow birdseed for the canaries." The Barbary dragon turned pale with anger. "Grow birdseed." He groaned in disgust. "Can't I be a sailor?" "No," said the doctor firmly. "You cannot. You have been a sailor long enough, and you've sent many stout ships and good men to the bottom of the sea. For the rest of your life, you must be a peaceful farmer. The shark is waiting. Do not waste any more of his time. Make up your mind." Thunder and lightning. Ben Ali muttered under his breath, "Birdseed." Then he looked down into the water again and saw the great fish was now smelling his other leg. "Very well," he said sadly. "We'll be farmers. And remember," said the doctor, "if you do not keep your promise, if you start killing and stealing again, I shall hear of it, because the canaries will come and tell me, and be very sure that I will find a way to punish you. For though I may not be able to sail a ship as well as you, as long as the birds and the beasts and the fishes are my friends, I do not have to be afraid of a pirate chief even if he calls himself the Dragon of Barbary. Now go and be a good farmer and live in peace." Then the doctor turned to the big shark, and with a wave of his hand he said, "All right, you can let them swim safely to the land.